Presenting for this heavyweight fight is brought to you by the only motorcycles worthy of being in the octagon, Harley-Davidson. Duffee, just 24 years old. 9 years his elder is Mike Russow. Both weighed in at 253. Duffee will have a 5-inch reach advantage. With the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Zenergy, powered by Zions, the great-tasting, sugar-free, zero-calorie energy drink, the official energy drink of the UFC, and Edge Shave Gel. Go to UFC.com/edge to get your edge. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler, holding a professional record, 12 wins, 1 loss, 1 no contest. Standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, Mike Russow. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record, 6 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 253 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Todd Duffee. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Josh Rosenthal.
Josh Rosenthal, our referee for this battle between big heavyweights. Todd Duffee, Mike Russow.
Ready? Let's fight.
Here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by The Expendables in theaters August 13th. Duffee coming out quickly again. Russow in the white trunks. Red and black trunks, Todd Duffee. Swinging for the fences early.
Good hands by Duffee right away. Good technique, very fast.
Jimmy Gifford talked about it, Joe. The ever-improving boxing of Todd Duffee. Trained at Hardcore in Athens, Georgia with Rory and Adam Singer, which is where Forrest Griffin was for many years. And then American Top Team, now Duffee here in Las Vegas, connects with the uppercut.
Yeah,
and again, Russow's in big trouble.
Big
Duffee
trouble.
looking to finish this fight right here. That uppercut landed.
Another good right hand. Russow's in trouble, Mike.
Duffee's quick.
Russow is having a real hard time with the speed. And he's trying to grab a hold of him, but he's already been hit so many times. You know, he's just lost a lot of his confidence.
Oh, big jab. Russow coming in twice. He got caught with a jab.
And Duffee's being very patient. He tags him, and then he backs up, looks for the openings. Stuffs that takedown attempt.
That's not good. Look at the size of the legs of Todd Duffee.
They don't even look real.
No. Legs like Brock Lesnar. Todd Duffee, 7 seconds in his UFC debut, like we talked about. Trying to keep things in perspective. Swinging for the fences again. Don't forget, UFC Undisputed 2010, the video game. Brock Lesnar on the cover, available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, available now. UFC Undisputed 2010. Duffee, as you said, Joe, being patient. Uppercut.
I'll tell you one thing, Russow can take a shot.
Man, oh man. Russow's big boy. They both weighed in at 253, Joe. Look at the difference.
253 for sure.
Yeah.
It's like a before and after picture. Whatever he's using, I want to buy it.
Put it in the wheelbarrow.
Oh, he's
uppercut again. Man, he likes that uppercut.
Russow's got to figure out a way to time one of these shots and duck under it if he's got the speed to pull it off. Duffee just so explosive.
As you said, can take a shot, but man, how many?
The surprising thing about Duffee, too, is how well he moves. His footwork is excellent for such a big guy. And this is the new breed of heavyweight, ladies and gentlemen. Giant, powerful, athletic guys.
Peter Welch, great boxing coach. Smart feet, smart fighter. Footwork outstanding tonight by Duffee.
Duffee's coming under a lot, Mike. Russow's trying to, you know, utilize a high guard, and he just can't grab a hold of him.
Looking for some angles.
Duffee just stepped back and took a deep breath.
Under 90 seconds.
So far, no kicks being thrown by Duffee. We haven't really seen that as part of his arsenal. We haven't seen that much of him, so we don't know too much about his arsenal, really. We've just seen his hands.
Exactly.
But you would think that, you know, he would want to mix that up a bit.
Russow would love to take this to the mat. Very good wrestlers we talked about. That might be why we don't see Duffee throwing any kicks, Joe. Because I'll tell you, at least shooting from a neutral position, Duffee's hips have been amazing, and Russow hasn't even come close to landing a takedown. Good jab.
Now, Duffee's starting to slow down, Mike. It's one thing about these guys with these giant muscles is that it takes a lot of fuel. Look at that uppercut. Man.
Russow could take a shot. He's taken at least a half dozen. And another one from the uppercut.
Not since Cabbage have we seen a chin like this.
That man is superhuman. Block punches with your face, and there's a kick.
Right on the elbow.
And late in the round, too.
Yeah.
Blood rolling down the chest of Mike Russow. Impressive round one for Duffee. Don't forget, fans, you can vote on who you believe will win tonight's main event. Vote online at UFC.com on your cell phone by texting 1 for Rampage, 2 for Rashad to 88222. We'll keep you updated throughout tonight's pay-per-view. Text voting brought to you by Tap Out, an expression of combat known worldwide, now available at tapout.com. Who will win our main event of the evening?
You have to put him down. Go for real. Don't fake. Don't fake. His punches start to be weaker. He starts to get tired. But I need you to engage and put him down. Okay?
And you see Todd Duffee just utilizing his sharp boxing, his excellent angles, stiff jabs, big uppercuts, and Mike Russow showing that he can take some bombs. Over and over again, Duffee tagged Russow, but was unable to get him out of there.
Got it.
The beautiful Kenda Perez, the host of Best of Pride Fighting Championships on Spike. She's doing a wonderful job, and I'll tell you what, you got a lot of great fights to work with.
Gentlemen, let's fight!
Couple of good ones to start our night. An epic battle later this evening. Rampage and Rashad still ahead. Miller and Bisping. Dan Miller might go the count Bisping. Double jab by Russow. Duffee again with the uppercut, man.
I am amazed at the chin of Russow. I mean, he's a beast. Because Duffee is teeing off on this guy, and he doesn't even look wobbly.
8-fight win streak for Mike Russow.
If Russow can keep this going and possibly wear Duffee out and eventually get some sort of a takedown, this could get interesting. But on the feet, you know, the only thing that's interesting is how much Russow can take.
And it's been astounding. Calling for the angles still from Duffee. All his wins by knockout or TKO, 6-0.
Tim Hague has got to be at home right now watching this fight. Tim Hague, the first-round victim of Todd Duffee's debut. He's got to be watching this fight going, what is in Mike Russow's head?
Tell you what's been all over it, the fists of Todd Duffee. But the pace is slowed a bit. Duffee carrying a lot of muscle. When will Russow make his move? New edition of the UFC magazine with a special fold-out cover of Rampage and Rashad. Now available at newsstands everywhere. UFC magazine.
Russow landed a right hand early, Mike. And Duffee just teed off on him again. But that right hand had to give Russow just at least a little bit of confidence that at least he can connect. But for every one he does, you know, Duffee's hitting him 20 times or more. There he lands another one. That one just grazed him.
Russow moving away from the right hand of Duffee. connected with the left hook. Duffee switches his stance. Just for a moment, though. We've seen one kick, right? That was the head kick.
You know what? When a guy switches his stance, sometimes that means the guy hurts his hands. I mean, it could be he's trying to get a different angle going, but
he didn't stand
so many hard punches to the head of Mike Russow. You know, with these little gloves, and you know, you always got to wonder. So many guys break their hands in fights.
Switches again right here. But he doesn't stay there long, and when each time, at least the last 2 times he switched, he hasn't engaged. He's switched for a second, then gone back to the left foot forward, the traditional stance.
The only thing that I can think he might be trying to do is maybe set up a kick, because you know Mike Russow standing in the orthodox position. If you stand in a southpaw, you can land that left high kick easier, a la Mirko Krokop. How about him and Pat Barry? How's that going to be?
How good is that? 2 weeks. Rich Franklin, our good friend, watching tonight in Cincinnati, getting ready for his big battle against the Hall of Famer Chuck the Iceman Liddell. Under 90 seconds. UFC 115 is sold out, available only on pay-per-view. Talked about it a moment ago. Coverage begins 9 in the East, 6 in the West on Spike. Check your listings internationally. Man, he hasn't even come close. In fact, he really hasn't even tried to follow through with the shot, his Russow, Joe.
This has shown us a lot about Todd Duffee, though, Mike, because he's landed some big shots on Russow, but he has slowed down considerably. And, you know, you see that there. He's lost a lot of his pep, a lot of his explosion. All you gotta do is touch it, Todd. Get out.
30 seconds. Much different pace to this second round than round 1.
Yeah, he's landing arm punches now, Mike. Yep. And they're very slow. They're not the same sort of speed punches that he was landing in the first.
And those ones were huge, and Russow seemed unfazed.
Yeah, see, I mean, it's just the way he's connecting is very different now.
Headed to round 3.
It's always interesting.
Okay.
See, when the hype meets reality.
You can't hear him or you can't hear me. Okay. Hey, you're doing a fine job. All right, listen. You're 2 rounds up big, all right? You gotta finish this guy. All you gotta do is touch him, Tom.
Everything, hands, feet, all right? You have sick kicks, let's let him go, all right? You're up on the cards, it's time to open up, okay?
He can't take you down if you put up with his he can't do nothing, buddy. He can't do this round. Do you understand what I say, Mike? I need you to engage. Believe in yourself. It's 1 round, 5 minutes, okay? Go through, don't stop on the takedown. I don't want you to stop anymore, okay?
Check out who's in the house. Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. He and Leonard Garcia put on a show unlike many we have seen in MMA history.
That was wild.
Gentlemen, last
unbelievable fight. 5 minutes remains in this one, heavyweight battle.
Todd Duffee was taking some big, deep breaths in the corner.
Still a young kid, too, 24. Mentally, I'm sure he would be the first to admit he's got a ton of way to grow. All you got to do is touch him.
Yeah, that's Mike Whitehead trying to pump Todd Duffee up, but, you know, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. You know, Mike Russow is not going to go away if you touch him.
He touched him often, and with a lot of power behind it, and Russow just kept pushing forward in round 1.
Yeah, well, you know, this is a good learning experience for a young fighter like Duffee. There's going to be some guys that you're not going to be able to put away. You know, you're going to tee off on them, and they're just going to stare at you. There's some freaks of nature out there that can just take power punches.
That being said, what does Russow try to do differently here now?
He's got to go for broke. He's got to try to take him to the ground. He can't stand with him, you know, or if he, you know, he hasn't been successful so far standing with him. he's got to mix things up. You know, there, he tries to get a hold of him, but look how easy Duffee shakes it off. Duffee just, you know, kicks those giant horse legs back, and, you know, Russow just can't get a hold of him.
This one lasting a lot longer than his UFC debut, the record-setting 7-second knockout.
You see Duffee backs up, takes a deep breath, you know.
Threw a strike from that southpaw stance for the first time. Still a lot of time remains in this battle.
I'm wondering about the right hand of Todd Duffee.
I was thinking the same thing, Joe.
You know, the switching to the southpaw stance, and see how he hesitated there?
Yep, and again, look, yeah, and again.
Good there. You know, it could just be sore, we don't know.
Well, the uppercut has been his most quality strike.
Right, and when you land, you know, the fingers and slam into the chin, you know, often in the uppercut, that bone of the chin will catch the middle of the finger instead of the knuckle. There's so many broken hands in MMA.
And he hasn't turned the hip in the second and third round like he did early, and that may be the fact that his hand is a little jacked up.
Russow, oh my God! Let's see that again, out of nowhere. It's like Mike Russow is just saving it up. One punch, and out go the lights. That was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. That's a movie. If that was in a movie, you would say, shut up, that can't happen in real life.
It just did. Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. How about Mike Russow?
My goodness. Wow.
Tim Duncan in the house tonight. Two-time NBA MVP world champion. I know he loves that. Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 35 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout by Russow.
How good is that? Look at Joe.
Mike Russow. That was the craziest thing I have ever seen in over 10 years of calling MMA. Out of nowhere, a comeback, one-punch knockout. You know, you'd only tagged him a couple of times in the entire first 2 rounds. Did you ever think that you were going to be able to take him out like that?
No, I mean, this was an awful fight. I did not execute my game plan at all. And yeah, that's a shock.
You know, you took some big shots in the first round especially. Were you concerned at all? Was there ever any time when you thought you were close to getting taken out?
No, I mean, you know, my goal is just hang in there the whole time, you know, just keep trying to pressure him, but it was an awful fight. Not very happy with the two.
I don't know how you can not be happy with one of the greatest knockouts I've ever seen. Take a look at the big screen, and let's look at the finish of this fight. Out of nowhere, the greatest come from behind one-punch knockout in the history of the sport. Let's see that one more time and tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel pretty good after seeing that.
You caught him, and then you caught him again on the way down, and he is out cold.
Yeah, it looks nice. I need to get back in the gym, though. I got a lot more work to do.
Well, Mike, congratulations. You got tremendous heart. Amazing performance. Mike Russow, ladies and gentlemen.
Mike Russow. You know what? That's a little UFC history right there. Mike Russow knocks out Todd Duffee in the third round.